Just put it
Theater 380 Hip Hop Studies.
Hip Hop Studies.
Coming at you live in the mornings show is David Webbs and
Webbs. Kaleb Basham.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kaleb Bashman.
Basham.
Kaleb Basham. We're coming at you live with a local rapper, Gabriel, savior of the streets.
Yes, sir.
It's the angel in the presence, man. And he's here to talk about his influences and
Loving the intro.
his experiences with hip hop.
Yeah, it's
As a rapper,
intro, man.
MC, artist, dancer, extraordinaire. So, Gabe, what brings you here today?
Man, just chilling. Had to come through, you know. I didn't really have an option, but it's all good. You know, had my final project, but it's all straight. But I mainly came here for my hip hop. Got to show people who I am, you know.
That's right. That's what it's all about, right? You know, just kind of you get an art form, especially one as popular and ever growing as hip hop, and you take it out and you show it to people, right? It's medium.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What was the first time you ever really experienced hip hop, man? I mean, was it like?
First time I experienced hip hop in its entirety was when I was 10 or 11, and I was me and my family were really kind of religious people, and we was well, not religious, but just my family just didn't really frown upon hip hop. So me and my cousins we used to always kick it over there, and they played actually Kanye West. We was watching VH1 Kanye West, of All Falls Down.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was really cool. So once I heard that, that sampling and stuff, Kanye going in, it just made me fall in love with hip hop, really.
Yeah, man, I love it. You take all the different aspects of other genres, and that's what makes hip hop so great. Is that, you just kind of combine that together and make something totally new.
Hell yeah.
But how long did that take before you started picking up the mic yourself and doing it on your own?
Okay, so I literally started writing the next day afterwards,
Really?
Yeah, just trying to learn, how to do that when I was 10. Yeah, of course it was nursery raps, but it still progressed.
Start somewhere.
Yeah, it progressed somewhere, and then 15, 16, I really got serious. I was like, yo, I think I could do this. Let me lay down a couple bars and stuff. I think my first song, my first recorded song was to Big Sean Bullshitting. Yeah.
Nice.
What you doing? Bullshit. Yeah, that one was really cool. That was me and the homies back then. But yeah, mainly 15 when I was.
Right. So would you just find a beat you like and just kind of start rapping over it? Or did you do more freestyle on your own without kind of acapella?
Yeah, that first song we was we was just learning it and stuff. But after a while, you just learn to craft your own sound by listening to other people and stuff.
Yeah, what kind of programs did you use?
No,
were you
I did.
Just using Audacity.
Nah, it was
it
was Mixcraft. It was Mixcraft.
My brother did that one too.
It was a free program back then, and it did his job. I mean, I didn't know how to master for nothing. My other homie knew how to master, but after a while, I got really good at mastering too for my own stuff, cause I just wanted my own sound, and just sometimes homies can't really produce a sound that you're really trying to have.
Yeah.
So you won't sound as right. So you gotta make your own self-worth.
Yeah. Speaking of your homies and your upbringing, hip hop tends to have a different sound based on the region.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, you being from Kansas City, there's kind of distinct sound with Kansas City. It's kind of its own thing. It's a hybrid breed of hip hop. And how do you think that shaped your style, your way of rapping? Do you think it helped you, or do you borrow from other regions that you're not even from?
I'm gonna say I really like that hybrid question. Hybrid, yes, we are definitely hybrid because we can we take from the East and the West Coast, really. You know, KC, everything comes through the map. It's the middle of the map.
Yeah.
That's what we're known for. But, yeah, like, my sound is mainly kind of like more taken over from the West Coast, because, you know, that was what's next that I studied afterwards. But, like, you know, keep the real. But after a while, I learned for the East Coast, you know, of course, it's like the birthplace of hip hop. You gotta study where that is.
For sure.
So I like to implement both of that, and also have my own sound within the Midwest. You know, like Kanye West style with the samples or something like that. So, you know, like West Coast feel. You know, you feel it. You know, it's kind of like how my songs is going. You know, smooth but go hard.
Yeah.
And then like East Coast, you go like hard and just a little bit, just hard in your lyrics, you know, but a little bit lesser in the beat. And then like Midwest, you're like, you got your samples, you got your, you know, just your different flows, but like mine's is like all mixed in together.
Yeah.
That's just when you like really like sit down and listen to my songs, or just like put it up on the streets, you know, like, and just driving around in your car or something. It's nice to ride around to. It doesn't make you want to turn it down.
I mean, do you think hip hop's going that way, where it's like nobody really has a distinct sound from necessarily where they come from, but everything's kind of mixing because they're able to use the internet to spread a different sound. People can get different influences from.
I would say,
whatever.
There's a lot of duplicates out there.
Yeah.
There's not many originals nowadays, because I mean, like, of course, there's people doing their own thing like differently, like Kendrick Lamar, or maybe even like futuristic, but like just a lot of rappers kind of sound the same.
Yeah, it's kind of making it more generic.
I kind of like,
it's
that
more accessible now. It's easier to just kind of like take someone's style and rip it off.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's just not authentic enough. So like, I look for authenticity.
Yeah.
In my hip hop. So like, people just like, yo, I know that's Gabe and how he goes in, or just like how the verses go, or even the chorus. Like I'm usually pretty good about like songwriting and like going over there for the chorus for other people too.
It's kind of like a signature or a thumbprint, you know.
Yeah.
How do you go about when you're like when you're writing songs? Like, what do you like to write about? What are you thinking about when you're putting together lyrics or verses?
I like to put together the soulfulness of a song to make you like really stop. Well, not really stop, but like just really like, okay, like how, let's say, this is how we do it, Montel Jordan, right? You know how that feel, like, this is how we do it. Yeah. Like that, that type of feel. I want that type. That's what I look for in my songs. Like, a good vibe, like always a good vibe. Like sometimes you get like the beach flow, and then like sometimes you get like,
you get a little vintage style to it.
Yeah, and then you can even get a conscious for me, but that's only when people like really listening to the album. Yeah. I just wait on that, You like the piece of work for its entirety. You like the album. I like doing it from the start to beginning for like my process. Yeah. Like the beat make, I'll sit through the beat making, create the song out of the blue, record it, master it, promote it. Like I'm down to do the whole shebang. Like,
It's kind of like a whole message for you. Like the whole thing is an entire piece, right?
Yeah. I look at music as a piece of artwork, man. Like,
it is, man.
Just like you paint your canvas.
Yeah.
Just like I'm already an artist, drawing and stuff and doing all that things.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so cool about hip hop. It takes so many different art forms and puts them all together. You're talking about sampling and writing and music. It's all kind of comes together, especially like even outside of like the music itself. With just like style and even like actual like street art.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to implement the breaking and also the graffiti elements in my hip hop. I've been working on that, but I feel like that'd be a really cool aspect to add on to like the visual look
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like over the summer, I'm really working on some like music videos and stuff.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
you mentioned visuals. I mean, what kind of image did you try to like facilitate or like create for yourself? Is it really kind of just who you are? Or is it like more of a persona you kind of play, or?
I'm really a spur the type of moment guy, which is kind of bad sometimes, but I do plan out my things. Like I'm working with like some of the people around the campus, and like this summer we're gonna like really like dive into the visual aspects. Mainly I've just been doing like audio, but I'm totally down to do like visual aspects. I had a few of them back then, but they wasn't able to like get it as the highest quality that I wanted. But it still, it still gave them something. So like this time I want to give even more.
You want to refine it.
Right.
Yeah, you want to make it a good product
right.
for your audience, yeah.
Right. And I want people to find what they really want to search for. Like,
Yeah.
And give them what it's worth.
Truth.
I do need to ask you this question because it's probably my most favorite question to ask. Top 5 rappers. What are the most influential rappers that you have in your arsenal?
That's a tough one, man.
That's a tough one. Actually, I really don't listen to any rappers nowadays anymore. It's just like
you're on that classical now.
You're trying to sample.
I'll just say like in my own lane, but
them soul flakes.
But what I would definitely choose out, definitely Jay-Z,
okay,
Kanye, Kendrick, J. Cole, and influential. You said influential for my last one. Damn. I'll say Pac. I'll say Pac.
Okay, that's a good one. I respect that. Nice, man.
That's where I got my West Coast,
Yeah.
Like what I live.
The warm feeling, the smooth.
Yeah. And the storytelling.
Yeah.
I get that from
Some big names, they got some. They're all, I think now if you look at rapping, all those guys kind of went the label route, It's kind of.
But that's what you really kind of grew up on, like the label route back
of
then.
course. I mean, now it's a whole different language.
Yeah.
Of course. Growing up, and that was kind of the only way to do it.
It was.
How do you think about it now, being that most people are they're trying to do it without any sort of support?
Yeah, like Chance the Rapper. That's a good example.
They go online.
Chance the Rapper, he's dope, man. He's really dope. I want to be one of those artists that get in their own lane. It's just you gotta put in the work in.
Yeah.
And honestly, you just gotta.
Hustle.
It's a real hustle. Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Like Nipsey Hussle too.
Yeah, this
Nipsey Hussle does his own shit too. So.
Hell yeah, but it's the hustle. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say. I gotta keep it.
You don't wanna give off.
Can't get
Can't
get all the strategy.
Give everyone else.
Somebody might be writing down right now.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We're talking about Chance the Rapper, and he's kind of a multifaceted rapper. He does a lot of different things. He was actually just in a short. He was acting in a short, so I guess you could say rapper, actor, raptor, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think you could find yourself doing something like that, where you try and do it all, become more than just?
Hell yeah. I would love to be an actor, man. Like I used to be in theater and stuff back when I was a kid. I used to try it out a little back in elementary. They threw on like High School Musical, and I was like Troy Bolton, trying to do it. It was funny. It was horrible, but like. After a while, it just gave me the love for like theater and stuff. But like, I love theater, and I just love anything like artful. And I'm just like, if I can put my mind to it, I can do it, and that's what I really look for. But I definitely want to be like one of those multi-entertainment professionals when I get big.
Yeah.
So like acting, and maybe one of these days I'm learning producing. You know, still be painting and drawing like always.
Yeah.
And then rapping and songwriting.
Yeah, I mean,
working on singing, but that's kind of hard.
Yeah. You know, it's good as an artist to expand yourself and you know really explore what's going on and branch yourself off from, you know, whether you started rapping and you want to go to acting or you want to go to producing, self-producing, but you always got to keep up your craft. Even though you're involved in other areas,
right?
You still have to go back to square one and be like, okay, I still have to refine my craft. I still have to keep working and keep your chops up for
totally
rapping.
Agree.
So
totally agree.
One thing we wanted to do was to exercise your chops and have you do a freestyle for us.
All right, put it on the spot, man.
I don't have no problem for that. Let me know.
Yeah, if you need like a beat or something, or.
Make real.
Oh, alright, y'all want me freestyle? Yeah. Getting that money all the time. Best believe I got the trippy hoes. Best believe I be seeing on the videos. Got bad bitches in the movie. R-rated exclusive. I tell them what it is, be the exclusive. Yo, you see me in the ceiling. I ain't even know, but your team always peeling. See me rolling blunts up. Oh yeah, that Mary Jane. Tell them what it is, young brother never ever playing. Ain't really dirty in the streets. Best believe, but I bring all that heat. Yeah. Y'all always hating on me. I be swinging up in galaxies. Old girl mad at me. Yeah, I'm the treasure. Tell them what it is, young brother about to bless you. Blowing off the dome, y'all go home. I ain't never seen the chrome, but you gone. Yeah, blowing off the top. Best believe I got a bad bitch at my spot. Yeah, I'll love it. Tell her what it is, yeah, text me out in public. So much progression. I tell her what it is, yo, the brothers been stepping. I ain't never ever stressing. I ain't never ever stressing, but I've been a blessing. A blessing for my city, Kansas City King. Hey, for that now at 3, I get it green. Hey, see me step on the scene, yeah, fresher than the bitch. Tell her what it is, youngin' trying to get rich. Yeah, too much for you. The bar's elevated. Tell her what it is, I'm going high elevators in the penthouse. Yeah, up in the penthouse. Badass bitch. Then now.
Alright, everyone, that was Gabriel, Kansas City King. Give you a little sample, a little taste. Just what he's all about. Yeah. That's how we do, but you know, we appreciate it all listening in on us, talking about hip hop, you know, making it real, bringing you a little piece of what it's all about. You know, if you're more interested in Gabe, you got all sorts of stuff, right, man?
Yeah, man, definitely. Y'all can definitely follow me on Twitter at Gabriels_world, and then Snapchat if y'all got it, Live Love Gabe, and then if you definitely want to hear my music updates and stuff, it's kansascityking.com. Nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is us signing off. I'm David Webster.
Kaleb Basham.
Gabriel.
And we're out of here.
Peace.